AJ Lapray, or as I like to call him, AK Letters Ray. About 4 months ago, AJ Lapray said in a Q&A that he's interested in trying out for the G League team. And about 3 months ago, AJ actually started his road to the G League journey with various of workouts, training sessions, and pro runs. He's even played against and guarded Mikey Williams and trained with Alex Caruso. And with this, we can see he's still playing at a high level and is still training to reach his goal. If you don't know who he is, he's a hooper with almost 730,000 subscribers on YouTube. Being that he was a D1 hooper in his past life, he's played for Oregon, Pepperdine, and Rice. AJ is very skilled and he's a red hot sharpshooter. But during his collegiate career, he has been plagued with athletes' worst nightmare, and those are injuries. Within the past, he's been plagued with concussions and hip injuries, and these hip injuries actually led to surgeries. The doctor said he would never play again, but with a positive outlook, he actually overcame that and finished his senior year strong. He also left us with some great hooping videos on his channel, so check that out. But right now, he's proved that he's ready to take his game to the next level. So about a day or two ago, we found out that AJ Lapray now has an agent and will be trying out for the G League team and possibly the NBA. Now this will be tough, despite all the Cinderella stories and miraculous breakthroughs with people actually entering the G League and who transitioned to the NBA, let alone those that actually had a chance to play for the G League. Chances are very slim. However, how I see it, if it wasn't worth it, anybody would be doing it. Anybody would be a part of it. So now, with that being said, as a scouting player, it is my job to analyze AJ Lapray and give you guys my opinion. Will AJ Lapray make it to the G League? Now, before we analyze AJ Lapray, we must go over certain criteria in order to make the G League. So through my research, I found that there are actually 5 ways of entering the G League. But for the sake of this video, we can actually eliminate 3 of these scenarios because they do not apply for AJ. So there are actually 2 ways for AJ to join the G League team. The first way includes the local tryout. This means that the G League will invite up to 4 people to host public or private tryouts. If the tryout is public, this means that any local player in the area can try out along with the invited players, but they'll have to pay a certain fee. Players like Jonathan Simmons and David Nwamba had to undergo this process. Now we found out that AJ got invited to the tryout, so this is good. He will be one of the 4 people that were invited and will be undergoing this process. This means that people are specifically going to be scouting him and watching him, so this gives him a good chance. This also means he has to be the best one there, or at least close to it, because teams usually pick up 1 to 2 people. So if it goes well, he'll be picked up by the respected team who gave him the tryout, and if not, there's going to be another option. Now this is where the second option comes in, the NBA G League draft. Now this option may not be the best option. He would actually have to enter the G League draft and use this tryouts as a resume for teams to undergo the picking process. They may even pull up his college career too, which may be trouble because, you know, this is because in this level of the game, it gets very political. If they see a history of injuries, it may hinder his chances of getting picked up. Entering the draft will also be unbeneficial for him because he would actually have to go up against veterans, international pro players, and undrafted rookies. This would add way more competition through draft stocks and possibilities, and I'm sure he would not want to be in that. So now that we know the G League process, now I can analyze the strengths and the weaknesses that I feel like he needs to work on, and I'll give you guys my opinion to say, well, he will make the G League, or I don't think he's gonna make the G League. So let's get started. So first, let's start with the pros. I think he is a very good shooter. He can shoot off dribble. He can shoot off the catch and shoot all very well. He can shoot over people because he has long arms, long wingspan. He's a very good shooter. He has always been a sharpshooter his whole life. So adapting to that would not be too hard for him. He will be a sharpshooter for any team, and I think he'll do it exceptionally well. Another thing I like, he is strong. Yeah, I know it kind of looks like he's not that strong, maybe in the videos, but he is very strong, I can tell. I feel like the camera really undershines his strength. I feel like he's very strong, and you can't really see that from the camera. His basketball IQ is so good. He knows when to shoot, he knows when not to shoot, he knows when to make the extra pass, he knows when to dot somebody up. He has very good IQ, and I can tell. But he's 6'5", but he can finesse the league. He could say he's 6'6". Because he's 6'5", that's a good height, especially for a big guard. He could also just tell people he's 6'6", 6'7", because bro, To scouts, that's desirable. When you're 6'6", 6'7", that is desirable to scouts, especially as a guard. So if he does inflate his height to 6'6" or 6'7", that'll put him above the rest, I promise. Now let's move on to the cons. Before I start the cons, guys, these are not things that I'm saying like he's trash at. These are things that will take him to the next level in my opinion. So I'm not saying he's trash at these things I'm about to list. I'm just saying if he works on this, he will be taken to the next level. All right. The very first thing he needs to work on is his explosiveness. Yes, he can dunk. Yes, he's athletic, but that doesn't mean that he should be more explosive. This will improve his lateral quickness, his vertical, his quick dribble moves, and his finishing. Being explosive literally gives you a burst of speed, making you quicker. That means his defense will get better, his offense will get better all across the board. And to beat someone explosive, you gotta be explosive as well. That's why people like Clay can play defense, because Clay is explosive. Think about it. Clay is explosive.
3-point line. Didn't do that in the first half of the season.
Booker is crafty, skilled, and Clay blocked his shot. Blocked the runner.
And it was his left hand. He had to go a long way.
And then Clay run in. You want to see a two-way.
So for him to actually play with the pros, he just needs to be a bit more explosive. So he should work on that. The next thing he needs to work on is his durability. He needs to work with a physical therapist on a regular occasion. He needs to make sure he stays in tip-top form because NBA is all about politics. From his collegiate season, they could probably research that, look, he's prone to injury, and that'll put him on a bubble. Being in the G League, they won't keep you around if you keep getting injured, unfortunately. It's like having an injured horse. What do you do to an injured horse? It's not pretty. Hopefully when he does work with a physical therapist, he does learn some range of motion exercises, and these range of motion exercises will actually help his hip bending, strengthening, and rotating. This will strengthen all the muscles around his hip. Last thing I feel like he needs to work on is his ball handling. I'm not saying it's bad, it is good enough, but we can take it to the next level. If he takes it to the next level, it'll be way more efficient. If he could get more crafty with his handles, it will open up his game and give him more roles other than just a shooter. Let me tell you, professional basketball is all about roles, and his role right now will be a sharpshooter. He'll be a shooter for someone's team. Now mind you, being a shooter is always a demand for shooters because everybody needs a shooter on their team. But he doesn't want to just be boxed in as a shooter. Even Clay is a shooter, but he has a quick burst of explosion, and this is what just not makes him a shooter but makes him a scorer as well. When he does his dribble moves, they are very explosive. That's why he doesn't need so much dribbles just to get open. His quick dribble pull-up is explosive enough. That is really explosive. His 1-2 cross punch is explosive. Everything is explosive. Even when he's going through screens, notice he's very explosive going through screens and even slipping through the basket. Now the reason why I'm bringing up Clay is because he's about the same height as AJ. AJ is a shooter just like Clay. So if AJ can work on his game and become a two-way player and be a little bit more explosive, bro, I'm pretty sure a team will pick him up and he will not just be a shooter, he'll become a scorer. That will be a new role for him. So AJ, if you're listening to me, please just hear me out, bro. I promise. Now with everything being considered, truth, do I think that AJ Lapray can make the G League team? My answer is heck no, bro. Bro, he needs more work. Why would he even try to even think about that, bro? No, he needs what? I'm joking. Don't even dislike. I'm joking. Guys. I'm going to say this. AJ Lapray, without a doubt, can make the G League team. I have no doubts. I really have no doubts. I just hope that he really does watch this video and work on the things I feel like he needs to work on. But, bro, he's a bucket. He's very good. He has a height. He has a wingspan. He's very good. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can do everything. I really do believe that he's capable of doing so. He's actually been working out with Alex Caruso. I know you said he didn't want to disclose what team that he was getting a tryout for, but he's been working out with Alex Caruso. So I could guess it's going to be the South Bay Lakers. Who knows? Especially because he's already in Cali, so why not? And in case you guys did not know, Alex Caruso played for the South Bay Lakers before he played for the Los Angeles Lakers. So look, guys, I can kind of infer that that's what's going to happen. But hey, look, man, all I'm trying to say is I really do believe that with everything being considered, AJ would definitely make the team, man. But that's all I really gotta say. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think he's gonna make the team? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know in the comments. And that's really it. Make sure to spam this video to AJ Lapray so he gets the message. Hopefully he does a reaction video to it and he can say what he thinks to me. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. As always, this is your boy Go to Truth, aka Truth the Mother. Go! And I'm out the bit. You can't handle the truth. And before I go, remember, I'm streaming right after this, right? You see, you just came to the end. Go to my Twitch. I'm streaming right now. Most likely, I'm streaming right now. Go to my Twitch. I'm there. So I'm out of the bit like,